Okay, I'm starting over. I don't have much battery left, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. But we're in the season of Pisces. We're right on the cusp today between Pisces and Aquarius energy. So in this first week of Pisces of 2025, we have a new moon. This new moon in the Piscean season will be asking us to pay attention to our spirit and how our spirit is feeling with the things that we do in community and what we do in groups and what we do in society. How is our spirit affected by what's happening in society and community? And how does our spirit affect society and community? And one of the things that is catapulting us into this very specific area to explore in our meditations and in our dreams is that on March 1st, Venus is going into retrograde. When a planet goes into retrograde, it appears to move backwards, and what that generally does for the feelings is it slows down whatever it is that energy represents. So Venus represents our friendships, not so much romantic love as it does friendships, but it represents our friendships. It represents a sense of style. It can represent the things that we feel amicable about. So Venus moving into retrograde and slowing down in that area is giving us the opportunity and the inclination to inquire of ourselves how our spirit, because Pisces season rules the spirit, how is our spirit feeling about these things and where we are. Do we want to keep doing what we've been doing? Do we want to try something new? What is our spirit missing, or what can it give more of, or what can it receive more of, or what can it experience that's different? Another thing that's happening today is with Mars. Mars has been in a place of retrograde, and it's coming out of retrograde. So again, retrograde just slows everything down. Well, Mars is the god of war, and it represents our drive and what gets us going. So Mars, having been slowed way down in the sign of Cancer, which rules home and sensitivity and our ability to be psychic. That energy, having been very slow for a while, is now going to speed up, and it's going to move into the energy of Aries. Aries is very at home in Mars. Aries is the god of war type energy. So we're going to notice that people are going to have a lot more energy, and that they're going to be getting together more and organizing more on a community level and on a society level. With Pluto having been in Capricorn for 260 years and now moving into Aquarius, Aquarius rules belonging versus not belonging in society and in communities as a whole. So Aries is going to be jumping into this energy is going to make people either want to jump into new experiences and new senses of belonging, or it can make people impulsively act out in more angry ways possibly, or more ways that aren't thought of. So a good thing to do during this Piscean season, because Pisces rules the spirit and it rules dreams and it rules psychic abilities, a good thing to be practicing right now is meditating. So if you're feeling really motivated to be taking action right now, maybe the first action of the day could be sitting up and trying to get the mind to think about absolutely nothing at all for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long. But making that a practice to just do that can be a really great thing to do right now. And when we make that a practice to do that, then the next step that we want to do is we want to think, how is my spirit feeling? How am I feeling about where my life is and Am I feeling spirited or not? How am I feeling about things in regards to where I belong and don't belong, and what kind of actions I want to take. Taking moments between meditations to be becoming aware of that whenever we can, and deciding ahead of time what type of actions we're most focused on will help us when we become impulsive, because Aries moving into Mars is going to bring out a lot of impulsivity. So it's good to have a plan for that, to be able to harness that energy in the best way possible. One more thing that I want to talk about really quick before my battery wears out here on my phone. Pisces is a time of spirituality, and it gives us this connection to the divine and channeling and psychic awareness and all of this stuff. And a lot of people like to use substances to get there. And so in regards to that, I do want to talk about one thing. Be careful, because we've got a Pisces North Node right now, so a lot of people are moving in this direction of this type of exploring faith and spirituality and how our spirit feels, and channeling and meditation. And we also have some aspects with Neptune, which can either take us straight to the truth, or it can take us to a lot of places of delusion. So be careful to be aware that whatever substance you're using, if you are channeling the message of that substance. You are not necessarily channeling what is beyond that. So one example that I can give of this that might make it really easy to understand is I was dosed one time unexpectedly, and I was at a fungus festival, and I realized I had been dosed, and there were messages that were coming through, and they were very different than my own messages. And I spent a lot of time on my own meditation. I spent a lot of time connecting with that type of energy naturally on a sober level. So what I realized after some contemplation and some writing and some time was that the messages that I was channeling was the messages of the mushroom. It sounds kind of funny to say out loud because I'm not very experienced with it, but the mushroom was saying that it wants to break free, and it wants to explore all of these things, and it wants to see beyond the connections that it's already had. And there were just so many things that was coming out of my mouth, and I realize now that would be exactly what a mushroom would say. Mushrooms, I think, if we believe in animism, which I do, and animism is an idea that most of life has sentient connection, is sentient. So a chair that you sit in a lot has sentience, and sentience is life. However, whatever level you want to take that to, and I grasp it very abstractly, but it made a lot of sense that the mushrooms wanted those things. And mushrooms, I believe now, are very happy because they have come out into the limelight, and people are enjoying them and finding how useful they are for all types of things, like saving forests, from saving forests to making clothes to healing different things that need healing. So just remember, whether it's the poppy flower, whatever it is, that if you're using something to get there, you can get there on your own without using anything. And I'm not going to say one way is better than the other. Whatever your path is your path. But do realize that first and foremost, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with it, the message of whatever it is that you've taken in is what you're channeling. And so that can be really helpful if you're looking for solutions, maybe for solar power, or you're looking for solutions on, how to get your garden to grow or what have you. That's all I have to say about Pisces season, and enjoy it, and have a great time with meditation or whatever else you're about to do with this wonderful watery energy.